Business used to be a complete mystery to me. I was this rock and roll kid. I liked to play music. Business was this weird, strange thing. I had no clue how it worked. But because I wanted to push my music further, I realized I have to figure this business thing out. And in the last few years, I've realized two things that are absolutely vital in being successful in business, and actually many other things, in anything that involves getting out into the public and making something successful in terms of likes and people. I mean, whether it's online content or a business. And I want to share those right now. So the first one is that if there's a project that you want to get out there and do something that's meaningful to you, that you like, it has to be something that you're good at and you enjoy doing. That's the first one. So when I was first trying to figure out what I wanted to do when I was a kid, I thought, man, I want something that has a future. I want something that's challenging. And I'm going to pick computers. I know they're challenging. They definitely have a future. And I started studying computers. But at one of my early jobs, I realized I would never be a successful computer person. And I realized that because I was working at a hospital, and the person who was in charge of the network administrator, when I saw him working, he would sleep under his desk. He loved taking the tests. He was so passionate about all the new technology coming in. And for me, it was a struggle. For me, it was like, oh, I got to learn this new thing. And I instantly realized there's no way that I could compete with him. Absolutely no way. Because I just don't like it as much as he did. He lived for it, lived, breathed it. His wife would get upset because he slept a couple of nights at the hospital instead of going home. That's someone who really loves it. Conversely, there's not a lot of people who can tour with a live band as well as me. Why? Not because I'm especially good at touring by nature, but because I love it so much. It's so fun. Even all the things that go wrong, I love the challenges. It's tough to think of something that I don't like about, even in my horror stories. I love it. And putting up shows and stuff like that, just so fun. So it has to be something you like, because if you don't, you're never going to be able to get through the challenges. The second thing is you have to serve. Or figure out what works, right? Because if it's not business, it's just you in your room, and if nobody else has to like it, that's totally fine. No one else has to like it, it's just you. You can write this weird song that nobody gets, but you think it's the greatest thing ever. That's totally fine. But if you want to have some sort of success or take it somewhere, do something with it, have an impact on the population, you gotta find out what they want, what they like, what turns them on, what makes them excited. It can be either something that you've seen, oh, they tend to like this, so I'm going to do that. Or you can do what companies like Apple do and other innovators. They create something new and put it out there that people have never seen, but through their own process, they figure out what people would like and stay, 2-3 steps ahead of the population, which is arguably more difficult. So if you don't have that, then you don't have either one. It's the intersection of those two things. Doing something that you love and that you're good at, which I'm kind of grouping together, even though they are two different things. And then something that I guess I'm also grouping together, a way to serve that works. And I group them together because you know that it's serving them when it works. So, on the internet, maybe a bunch of people like a post or a song, or a lot of people buy the product. That's how you know that's working. If you're really great on doing that product, boom, you've got a business. So this is something that I'm looking at, especially because in any business or anything pretty much anything you're going to do, there's going to be some parts that is not your favorite thing. Ideally, you get someone else to do them. But if you don't, because it's early on, and you've exhausted your other options and you decided, man, the best way to do it is for me just to do this, then we just have to buckle down and do it. But we have to make sure that we do it little bite-sized chunks and that we give ourselves some sort of reward so that we can get through it, because it's easy to get stalled on those little things. Anyway, those are some things I was thinking about for business and some things that I'm working on right now and refining, seeing how I can do better at. So business is not that tough. It's just finding the interaction of what you love and what other people love.